In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect different animations in Desmos so that they can run one after another. So I've created 3 different animations. I'll just quickly show you what they do. The third one I think is coolest. It's about trigonometry. So here's what happens when it plays. I think that's pretty awesome. Maybe I'll make a bigger animation from that. The other ones are one with lines. Let me turn this one off, turn this one on. So just a very simple version of that with lines. Okay, and then I have one with parabolas, kind of the same thing. But I want to play them in a row. So you'll notice what I clicked play on was my lowercase a, lowercase b, and lowercase c variables. So I want to connect them somehow. So I'm going to name a new variable. I like to call it t to name it kind of like time, but you can name it whatever you want. I like to bring it to the top as well. And I'm going to just set it equal to 0 for now. And then what I want to do is instead of a playing by itself, I want a to be part of t, or a to be based off of what t is. So in this case, I'll just make a equal to t. So now when I click play on t, my a is going to change. Let me turn on the lines. My a is going to change like that. Now before, let me go back. Before, I had my a going from negative 0.13 to positive 0.13. That's going to be important. So I'm going to make a note to myself below here with a quotation mark that a goes from negative 0.13 to 0.13. B goes from negative 0.05 to positive 0.05. And C goes from negative 0.2 to positive 0.2. So I'm going to need those all to be tied to t. So to get t to do that, I'm going to say, let's start t at 0, and we'll have t go to 3. So we'll have each of the animations be maybe from 0 to 1, then 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3 for t. So in this case, I want, when t equals 0, I want a to be negative 0.13. So I want 0, negative 0.13. So I made coordinates actually for this. So you can see that on my x direction, I'm going to let it be t, and on my y direction, I'm going to let it be a. And I want, when t is 1, I want it to be equal to positive 0.13. Now I actually need to connect these dots because I want it to increase. I want my t value to increase and my a value to increase proportionally. So I need to connect the dots. Now the best way to do this, in my opinion, is to use point slope form of a line. So to do that, I do y minus y1. In this case, y1 is going to be, I'll use the first point, y minus negative 0.13 equals the slope of the line. So the slope is going to be the change in y, which is going to be 0.13 minus negative 0.13, so 0.26, but I'll just keep it like that, divided by the change in x. I like to keep it like this and not simplify it so that I can change the values later. Change in x is going to be just 1, but I'll do 1 minus 0. And then x minus x1, so the x coordinate of the first one was 0, so that's good. Okay, so I've connected the dots here, and that should be good. So now, if I change my y's and x's to t's and a's, one thing I need to be careful is to bring that 0.13 to the other side of the equation. Right now, it's acting as a plus 0.13, minus is a plus, so I'll take 0.13 away from both sides of the equation. And I'll just, okay, so now it still works. I just checked. So now let me copy this to my a value and change that to a and this to t. And now as t goes from, and I'll let this play. As t goes from 0 to 1, my a value should go from negative 0.13 to positive 0.13. Okay, awesome. Now I need to do the same steps for the other ones. So now my points in the next one, my points are negative 0.05 to positive 0.05. So negative 0.05 to positive 0.05. And my x values, which will become my t values, are going to go from 1 to 2. So I need to create a line that connects those dots. Let me get rid of my lines there. So I'm going to change these values now. Instead of 1 minus 0, we have the x coordinates go from 2 to 1, 1 to 2. And our y coordinates go from 0.05 to negative 0.05. And we need to subtract a 0.05 as well. That was our y coordinate. I forgot to do x minus x1, which is there. Okay, awesome. All right, so now I can copy this to my b here, and then I'll make sure to change it to b equals, and I'll change my x to a t. And now when I play from 1 to 2, and I turn on the parabolas from 1 to 2, it should work. Okay, it goes from negative 0.5 to 0.5. Awesome. Let's do the third one while we're at it. So now I need it to go from negative 0.2 to 0.2, and my x values are going to go 2 to 3. Negative 0.2 to positive 0.2. I need to make an equation that connects the dots there. To do that, I will change the y values 0.2 and negative 0.2. This could stay the same, but I will change it for reference, and the point in question is there, and change everything to there. 3 minus 3 is 0. I meant 3 minus 2. Okay, awesome. And it does indeed connect those dots. So I am good. Let me copy this to my c value. Okay, I'll make c equals and then t. Okay, now from 2 to 3, I'll check. Let me turn on the trigonometry. Okay, awesome. So now from 2 to 3, we should be going from, you can see the value here, negative 0.2 to positive 0.2. Now we're going to have a problem when we play everything, but that's okay for now. We will fix that. So we have a problem because as I turn on all of my animations, everything is going to show up at once. Everything's going to show up. It's just going to change how I wanted it. So now everything's changing at once. So I need to set some boundaries here. And the boundary I'm going to set is to have, I want a to maybe be undefined except for those nice negative 0.13 to positive 0.13 values. So when t gets bigger than 1, so maybe what I will do is set up a piecewise function, or what I could do actually is set up a boundary where 0 is less than or equal to t is less than 1. So I'm only letting t go from 0 to 1 here. Okay, when t is at 1, it should go away. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it went away after t was... So now it's back once I'm between 0 and 1. Awesome. So now I just have to add those restrictions to the other ones. Okay, I'll add a restriction, and I'll go from 1 to 2 instead. You see it says undefined. That's good because I don't want it to show up if it's undefined. And I want C to have the restriction from 2 to 3. I'll make sure everything's on. Okay, so the animation should work now. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's going in a row. All right, so I've connected everything. Now, it looks like it's running pretty slowly on my computer because I'm screen recording. So what I could do is, instead of having it, you see how it's going up by tenths, hundredths, thousandths? I'm going to have it go up by just hundredths and see if that improves the performance of the computer. Yeah. Looks a little better. The parabolas are having some trouble rendering, but I think it looks pretty good. All right, let me know if you have any questions about how to combine animations, or maybe you want a video of how to do animations that is simpler. Let me know. I just figured I would make this video since I just made a YouTube short where I connected all 4 different animations to make one big animation, so I felt like it was a good time to do that. As always, follow me if you enjoyed this video, if you want more, and I will see you in the next one.